What's up? I am here with Jesse Walton. This guy and I met, what was it? Maybe February? February?
It's December, but hey, who's tracking?
December. I'm not tracking, but
I guess I just
I met this guy at the CrossFit gym. You know, a lot of these guys I'm meeting now are from the CrossFit gym. Like, these are guys at the CrossFit gym. It's like almost like a fraternity, I think. Like, you just suck it up and it just sometimes sucks, but you're going through the trenches with these dudes trying to better yourself. But I met him at the gym and he was so standoffish towards me. And but I knew instantly, like, this is a guy that I really like. Like, I want to be around this guy. There's some dudes that, like, I would never talk to him to his face, but maybe like over a Zoom call. But I was like, I told my wife I left, I was like, I like that guy, but he didn't even talk to me. I was like, I'm going to get to know him. And so now, he still puts me through the ringer. He likes to play cat and mouse like a little girl with me. But I like to call him my friend. But, and so he's moved here with his family. He is a football coach here at Eastern Illinois. And I've gotten to know him pretty well. And I just love talking to him. And so I asked him if he would join us on a Zoom call. And he said, yeah. And so I'm going to give it to him. And he's going to walk us through some just different life hacks. And Jesse, it's all yours, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, Mike. Thanks for the intro. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, it's mutual, even though I remember the date and you don't. Hey, it's just like a bitter girlfriend. That's fine. But no, it's likewise, man. It's mutual. Like I said, it's a lot of similarities I see with us. But the biggest one is never settling for average, always striving to be our best self, always trying to become a better version of ourselves every single day. It's my motto of, get 1% better every day. So yeah, when you said life hacks, I actually presented to the team probably about 5 months ago, something on life hacks, and I'll take you through a version of that, not the exact one, but a version of life hacks, and then afterwards I'll kind of jump into it. My career path has been kind of crazy, and I think it's some of the things you're going through now, and some of the things you're doing, which is awesome. I that's what I love about you. But something I do is called a blueprint to success, and I'll share that with you guys. And hey, if it can help one person, that's awesome. So I will share my screen.
And I think that I tell these guys every single time that we do a Zoom call, but if you don't have a notebook and you're not taking notes, like, do yourself a favor, just grab a notebook. Because, like, I've got my pen and paper. If you see me looking down, I'm writing notes on everything. So I'm ready to rock and roll.
Facts. That's why I like this guy. You got to be taking notes. So we call it in Eastern, it's our Real World Wednesday. And I know Mike and I are talking on a Thursday, but Real World Wednesday, and it's life hacks. And, as I talk to the team on what a life hack is, everyone's got different ideas. But when you hear life hacks, some people say, thought, hey, Coach Walton, or hey, Jesse, is that like putting pancake mix in a ketchup bottle? Is that a life hack on how to cook? Yeah, that's a life hack, but that's not what we're talking about. Using nail polish to identify different keys. Yep, another life hack, but not with the life hacks I'm speaking to. And then this is Mike's other best friend at the CrossFit gym. Take pictures of friends holding items you've lent them with your iPhone so you'll remember down the road. Most people don't even remember DVDs right there. So, and then other life hacks: stack your clothes vertically to see them all. I actually like this one. This was meant as a joke with some of the players, and I actually like this. This isn't what we're talking about, but I like this as an organization hack.
I kind of like that too.
Yeah, and then finally, the you to make Jess breakfast. Now you know how to make her just egg whites without the yolk. All right, so you just suck that up, kick it out. All right. No, but what is life hacking? I think I started life hacking has become popular, but I think some of you guys might know Tim Ferriss. I started to read Tim Ferriss books, I don't know, 10 years ago, and he was all about life hacking. So many people misread the 4-hour work week. They read that and they're like, okay, let's work less, and it meant nothing like that. 4-hour work week was meant about life hacks and how to be more effective, more efficient with your time. Yeah, hey, if you still want to work 10, 14, 16, if you're an entrepreneur, you're not working less, but you're hacking busy work, basically, life hacking. So that's kind of where, some of the stuff is always, I've always been interested in life hacking. How can you make your processes easier? How can you make, your path, your journey to success simpler? Not necessarily easy, but simpler. Um, a life hack, a true definition of life hacking, if you look it up, is any trick, shortcut, skill, or method that increases productivity and efficiency in any and all walks of life. So that previous slide, it could be that technically. But what we're talking about is right now is mindfulness, sleeping, breathing, productivity, goals, habits, financial, focus, organization, time management, that type of stuff. That's what makes me tick is trying to be better around these. If you guys hear noise in the background, I got a young puppy and my daughter's playing with them, so I apologize. So when I talk to the guys, I'm the old guy. I'm 42 and I'm ancient in the world of college coaching compared to players. You're talking to 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds. So new school, all right, life hacks. All right, they revolve. Or I broke it down into new school and old school. All right, so the young pups like Mike here will know new school, and then some of the other viewers out there will know the old school. I'm just messing, but apps are new school, social media new school, podcasts new school. So apps, I mean, everyone knows and is familiar with applications on a phone. All right, so apps. But here's just some that I've found really beneficial. All right, around certain topics. So around mindfulness, sleep aid, focus, Headspace, right? Without a doubt. There's two of them that I love. There's Headspace and Calm. Right? Both of them are geared towards kind of the meditation, right? But there's so much more to these. It's just to relax yourself, to breathe. If you're stressed out, they have everything from a minute to just debrief, to focus, to again breathe. All right, calm yourself down. To up to 20-minute sessions of deep meditation. I'm not a fanatic with meditation, but I meditate every day, and that is, on average, probably 3 minutes a day. It's just real quick. It's a time by myself just to calm, cool, collective, breathe, focus on the day, and gone. But Headspace, just for you guys, I mean, both have free versions. And the free versions have gotten me far. All right, I have upgraded to in Headspace for a subscription. It's $12.99 a month or $95 for an annual subscription. All proceeds to this go to Mike Newhart and the Newhart Farm. And then Calm premium version. It's a little bit more expensive. Or I should say, it's not more expensive. It's if you want a lifetime subscription, it's $300. It's a little bit cheaper, I should say. But two great things. Mike, you use any type of do you meditate or do anything of that type of stuff?
I do. I've gotten into it a lot more here recently. But Mind Valley. Have you ever heard of Mind Valley with
No.
Vision Lakhani is the kind of the guy who started it, but Mind Valley is one I use. And let me look because there was another one too. I just recently because I like to switch around, and now
Yeah, without a doubt. Yep.
there's one called never mind. That's not one I really use. But yeah, but Calm. I've used that one before, and I like that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Calm's made a name for, LeBron James as the spokesperson, so
Yep.
obviously that holds some weight. But anyways, then for guys that are or people that are interested in habits, goal setting, productivity, how can you life hack some of that with apps? Habit list is great. I've used all of these. Habit list is an app. All these are free. They do have upgrades that you can do, but everything I've used is free. I haven't used any upgrade. But again, it just keeps, habit list is great for habits. Simple habit goes habits and some goals. And then done is more of productivity. All right. It kind of it's kind of gamification is done. I like done because it gives you like bonuses and stuff like that. It makes it more of a game and with streaks and stuff like that. So anytime you can gamify something, I'm a competitor, so if you're a competitor out there, obviously, a habit list can last for a little while and then you get kind of, it's like, all right, doing this again. If you're a competitor, something like done, there's just more in it to keep going sometimes. So there's some of those. The Holy Grail. All right, Mike, what do you think the Holy Grail app is? It's on your phone. You don't even have to download it. It comes with phones. What do you think is the Holy Grail, the best life hack in the world?
Oh man. Is this based on what we are just talking about with habits and stuff like that, or just?
I'm just saying, yeah, but the biggest life hack in the world.
Dude,
think of it. Come on, man.
I don't know what you're saying. For me,
yeah.
For me, it's got to be notes with the microphone, so I can just take notes on things.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
But
what if you didn't wake up? What if you didn't wake up in time for your notes? You know what I'm saying? I mean, so many of us, grew up where you had to set, an actual alarm on the side. Sometimes it wasn't reliable. I mean, there's no reason in today's world that you should ever be late for anything.
Oh,
I mean,
that's probably rings very true with these young kids that you're working with,
without a doubt. But it's just, it's no different. Like, everyone has a goal, no matter if you're 20 or 50. I hear it all the time of, what, I'm going to wake up an hour earlier and have that hour to myself. I got to get up. I'm going to hit the snooze. I'm not going to hit the snooze this time. I'm going to get up at 5. Another friend of ours at the CrossFit gym, Cody, what was his goal? 4:45. I'm going to wake up. If you hit the snooze button, that ain't going to last long, and imagine trying to do that without an app that is included. I mean, it's at our fingertips, so I always tell guys that there's no excuse to be late for anything.
No. And and I feel like too, whenever you set goals like that, like getting up earlier and you hit the snooze button, it doesn't take long for that habit to break completely. And then it's 5:30, then it's 6, and you're like, oh shit, whatever. I'm not that interested in that goal.
Another hack I tell guys is the sound. I mean, you can change the sound. Every one of I have a 4:45, 5, 5:50. Every 15 minutes, I have an alarm, and I change the music on it. Each alarm is different music, so who knows? Maybe you want,
You have them every 15 minutes because you're hitting snooze.
That's what a lot of people ask. Damn you, damn you. No, but say I set them every 15 minutes. The reality of that is, say one, I hit it and it doesn't go off. We always tell our guys, don't set one, set 3 of them every 5 minutes, because say something happens to one, who knows, and your phone's not the say all be all. I mean, you gotta also set one that isn't an iPhone. I mean,
have you ever heard that saying? If you have one, you have none. If you have 2, you have 1.
No, but I like it.
Yeah, that rings true.
All right, social media. All right, obviously this is a big one. All right, when I talk to people about anyone, it doesn't matter what age you are, who you follow shapes your belief. I mean, especially in today's world, look what's going on in the country. Some of it, we're learning and we're better off for. We're gonna come out good. Some of it bad. Like what we listen to, what we allow to go through our ears, what we consume. All right, that's who we're gonna become. All right. So who you follow on social media, you better believe that that's going to have a mental side. It's going to shape some of your beliefs. Slowly but surely, your feed will start making decisions in your own mind or opinions in your own mind. So you got to be really careful with this stuff. So any negativity out there, why would you follow negativity? It blows my mind. I mean, follow motivational people. Follow people with that have accomplished stuff or have had setbacks and have or struggles and overcome. Just a few Twitter accounts to follow. Jocko Willink. All right. I mean, he's my number one, man. Absolutely love everything he stands for. He can be hard on his message, but you don't have to be that hard. You don't have to be as tough as that guy. But if you could just be 1% of that, take 1% of what he says, you're gonna be better off. You see his watch all the time. He posts that. That's all he posts on Twitter. That's all he tweets. Every time he wakes up and gets a workout in, 4:32, 3:40. That's motivation right there. You see that in your feed, boom, I want to go work out. Adam Grant's another one. Inky Johnson, all right, awesome guy. Lost his hand, struggled to overcome stuff. He was a football player. James Clear, all right, James Clear. David Goggins, all right. I love David Goggins, another Navy SEAL guy. Take the time to train your mind. You ever follow him? You follow Goggins?
Yeah, unfortunately. That's why I ran that first marathon without training, because I listened to him and I was like, I can run a marathon.
That's it, man. What you do, man.
That dude's insane.
He's awesome. Tim Grove or Ray Lewis, just a few more. Podcasts. All right, I'm a big podcast person. What you listen to creates positive or negative actions, without a doubt. And so podcasts have been second nature to me. I mean, that's all I listen to. If I'm in the car, I'll even play it in the shower. Hey, Han. Just a few podcasts to follow. Jocko Podcast, obviously, I already mentioned him. Chasing Excellence. All right, that's a great one, especially you can see right here. Me and Cody talk about that. Chasing Excellence is a CrossFit owner. I can never pronounce his name right. You ever listen to that one?
I haven't. Nope.
Chasing Excellence, it's awesome. Joe Rogan Experience. I'm a big Joe Rogan fan. He's not for everyone, but I love his mentality on growth. Focus 3 Podcast, another one. Hardcore History, just some other ones to look at. I'm on a call. Okay. Old school. Sorry about that, fellas. Again, getting the dog some exercise right now. Old school. All right, now this is right up my alley. When we talk about old school, especially the players, man, especially 18-year-olds. When you're talking to 18-year-olds, and some of you guys are fathers out there with 18-year-olds. I mean, I talk to my kids. How about that? I got a 10-year-old, 8-year-old, and 7-year-old. And books, documentaries, in-person discussions. Books and documentaries aren't a big thing. I mean, they watch documentaries and read books, but in-person discussions, it's a lost art. It's a lost art.
Dude, it really is.
That's a huge one. So, we're going to go over some of these, some books. And again, they can be audio books. All right. Some people aren't readers. All right. And that's okay. All right. If you're not a reader, listen to the books. That's what I tell people. What you consume, you become again. So on Audible, I just took a snapshot of my last feed. Just a few books to think about. The Obstacle is the Way. All right, it's a staple of mine. Slight Edge, As a Man Thinks, Extreme Ownership, Leaders Eat Last, The Power Moments Mindset. We all have great books. Right? We all have books that hit home for us. These are just some of them. What's the last book you read, Mike?
I was reading. Where'd it go? I fall into the trap of I'll start 3 or 4 and always be going through them. But so you love Ryan Holiday. You love Obstacles Away. Stillness is the Key is the one that I always love. Because can you see my screen?
I can.
I kind of sorry. So yeah, Stillness is the Key. This is one that I love, and also I know that we both love this one. But anything Jim Rohn and also James Clear,
yeah,
that's Atomic Habits. Those two, I always go back to a few of those, and anything older, Dale Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, those guys just I like those. But
you give me Atomic Habits, and I absolutely love that one.
Man.
It's very similar to Slight Edge, also Compound Effect. They're all in the same thing about simple daily disciplines. That's what makes it, and compound interest. Simple choices you make every day after it's the whole weight gain stuff and working out, after 14 days, people don't see something. After a month, people don't see something. Sometimes 3 months and you haven't done anything. But then all of a sudden that next day, a tidal wave of things you see in terms of either weight loss or maybe people trying to gain strength. But it's awesome. I love Atomic Habits.
And two, so a buddy and I kind of last May, we started doing stuff. And, because of the world we live in, we want success to happen that, like you said, that first week, the first month. But then we look back after a 12-month period and we're like, oh my gosh, can you believe all this stuff we've accomplished in the last year? Like we underestimate what we can accomplish. We overestimate what we think we can do, in 1 to 3 months, but we underestimate what we can do in, 12 months, 3 years, 5 years. Like we can, like you said, 1% better every single day makes a huge difference.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Well, to keep things going, here's something that's I found great. Life hacks for books. All right. So some people don't love reading that much. So how about Cliff Notes? And I found a website a handful of years ago that I absolutely love. And it's broken up. You'll have this link. I'll show you guys in a sec, but it's broken up by category too: business, book, summaries, health and fitness. But you can get a book like Grit, and it breaks it down. What's the book in 3 sentences? The five big ideas, the summary. And so it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if this will pop up. It might take a while to load, but the link is correct. I think I got to be out. That's why. Yep, there we go. So can you see the screen?
It just says still life hacks for books.
It does. Okay, hold on. Here we go. If I share now.
Do you ever, random question, do you ever fall in the category of you're like reading too many books and not putting enough stuff into practice of what you're learning? What you're reading?
What was that again?
You ever fall into the trap of like you consume, but you don't put anything into action?
Yeah, I feel like it goes in periods. It goes in waves.
Yeah.
You consume, and then you don't want to consume anymore, and then you get frustrated of, man, all I'm doing is putting knowledge in, but I'm not doing anything with it. And I find myself, I can't read. Where I find issues is when you read book after book after book. So what I do is after a book, I take time to kind of take it in, and I do that by highlighting. I'll highlight a book and I'll take a notepad and I'll write down all the highlighted stuff in the notepad. And then I'll read through all the highlighted stuff that I wrote down, just so that's 3 ways. So now I reinforced it 3 additional times on top of reading. And then I'll move on.
I like that.
But here's the website. You can see book summaries. And again, you can go through book summary names. So say you want a business book. All right, it takes you. Can you see this or no?
Yep. And is this free?
It's free. That's why I love it. So, Built to Sell, with John Warlow, again, business book, the book in 3 sentences, the 5 big ideas, Built to Sell summary.
So now, do you use that to kind of preface it before you buy it, or do you use that just to for notes, or just look at different ideas?
No, so I will not use this as a. You asked if I use this as like the end all be all.
No, do you look at that as far as like almost like watching a trailer to a movie? Like you read through it and it's like, is this something that's going to interest me? Or
you know what? I don't do that. But what I do is I actually print these out for some of the players, and give them like Obstacle is the Way is obviously my favorite book of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I will print out a bunch of copies, hand them out, stuff like that. But I've not gone through here. It's pretty good. They don't have every book, but it's a pretty good selection they have broken down here. But no, I should probably do that. I just haven't. I almost use it with my notepad that I put all of the notes from a book I read. I put this breakdown. I print this out and I put it with it.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea.
That's kind of what I've done with this. And then I just kind of share it with people too. I think that's the best thing. So to wrap up here, Kick me out. Let's see here.
One of the things I think that you missed when it comes to old school stuff is, for me, it's just literally the pen, paper, the notebook. Like, have you seen these Structure U notebooks?
Oh, I thought I was gonna get one of those, but
Nope.
my bad.
Not
My
you.
bad.
But no, for me, everything, like, literally, because so this month, one of my goals was to, and this is, we all go through these things, but mine is literally, I needed more time in a day, because once my kids go to bed, I'm tired. Like, I'm ready to go to bed too. Like, I'm not too far after, but I'm not getting as much done as I would like. So I told my wife, I said, legit, like, I'm getting up 45 minutes earlier. So
Yeah.
she gets up at 4:30 and I get up at 4:45, and that gives me, an extra. I was getting up at 5:30 before that, but it gives me 45 more minutes to get things done. But it's also, do you get up an extra 45 minutes and dick around and not do anything, or are you actually productive? So with me, I have to literally write every single thing down I'm going to do before my kids get up at 6:30.
Yeah.
It gives me almost 2 hours of solid productivity to start my morning.
I love that. Is that when you sit down and kind of meditate too?
Yep, I do. So when I wake up in the morning, I'll just share it with you. I do. So I do my devotional. I'm texting back and forth with my accountability partner. I've got a guy that we touch base with every morning. Take my cold shower. I chug some water. Do my meditation, affirmations, and then sometimes I will do. Where was it? I don't know, but those are the main things that I try to get to every single day. And then I'll work on some stuff with Structure U and stuff like that, or just planning out the rest of my day, which I usually do the night before too.
That's awesome, man.
So, yeah. But mindset meditation, it's gotten to where I'm doing. I like to do the guided meditations. Sometimes silence is. I love it. I do that a lot with my kids. But if I'm doing it by myself now, like with and I said it was Mind Valley, but it's actually called, where'd it go? Omvana, Omvana. But he's got them with like Jack Canfield and stuff like that. These guided meditations you're going through, and I'm doing those for like 20 minutes of a morning, and I really enjoy those.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like it. So you obviously don't hit the snooze button. I like it.
I don't, because my wife's. So you said that about alarms, and so my wife's alarm goes off at 4:30. So I just get up at 4:30 because I feel guilty. So she makes me feel guilty because she's like, "Well, I'm getting up at 4:30." I'm like, okay, and I'm getting up too. So yeah, we both get up at 4:30, and then I couldn't tell you the last time I set an alarm, but I was going to share this with you since you like Jocko so much. He's got an alarm that you can buy that says this. I don't know if you can hear this. Oh no, where'd it go? Can you hear this?
10 seconds to
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And so
that's good. Where'd you get that?
It starts getting louder and louder, and he really gets after it.
Where'd you get it?
I'm not sure. I think off iTunes somewhere.
Okay, I got you.
It's called "Wake Up and Get After It." And, you hear Jocko getting up. You're like, all right, time to get up.
I love it, man. That's good stuff. All right, I'll just finish this up, man. Documentaries, I've consuming stuff. Would you rather sit there and watch, something that's pointless sometimes, but what you consume, you become again. So documentaries, just a few to think about. All right, Nero Dreams of Sushi, unbelievable documentary.
Never even heard of it.
Killer. Oh, it's the #1 rated Netflix documentary.
Really?
Killer Inside, the Mind of Aaron Hernandez Restrepo, Hickson Gracie Choke, big jiu-jitsu and meditation guy. Tyson, the Central Park 5, Free Solo, Bigger, Stronger, Faster. Again, it goes back to Mike about what you consume, you become. All right. And then again, the third one, in-person conversations. All right. Nothing beats that. And that's the hardest thing I found during this time is even when you do Zooms, there's something about in person as opposed to Zooms. And I never really thought that, or I took that for granted until, the pandemic hit and you're sitting there stuck in isolation during a certain time. So in-person conversations. Then the number one life hack that I was ever taught. What would you say your number one life hack that you were ever taught?
Oh, dude. I don't know. There's so many, but just the simple idea of, and my wife and I talk about this a lot, of just working smarter and not harder. Because I think a lot of the guys where we were raised here in Central Illinois, you're supposed to work hard. You're supposed to work with your hands, work hard, and that's how you make a living. I'm learning that there's other ways to make money. So, and you talking about all these life hacks is, and that Tim Ferriss book for the 4-Hour Work Week, it's incredible. Work smarter, not harder. You don't have to. What's that old saying with Abe Lincoln? If you give me 8 hours to cut down a tree, I'm going to spend the first 6 sharpening my axe.
Yep, one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite.
Number one.
You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yes, sir. I love it.
Yeah, that's without a doubt. And so obviously, whether it's my kids, whether it's my, family members, whether it's players, friends, whatever it is, I always preach this. If you want me to tell you who you are, let me spend a day with the 5 people you hang out with, and I'll tell you if you're, a person with action, if you're a lazier person, I will know the type of person you are, positive, negative. So that speaks a lot. Yeah. And that's it, man. That's
with that being said, there's been many times I've referenced different things that you've said about your circle of friends, your board of directors and stuff like that. And that, and I had a guy once that said, well, I don't like to look at my relationships as like a business transaction of like, what kind of value you're going to bring to me? What am I going to bring to you? But I'm like, that's kind of how life is. I want somebody that's going to help me grow. It's going to ask me the questions. And you're one of those people, you ask me questions, it makes me think. I'm like, those are the people that I like because he's helping me grow. Hopefully I'm helping him grow in different aspects, and yeah, you are the 5 people you hang around the most.
Yep.
And I love the whole you are what you consume. Garbage in, garbage out is what I like to say. I used to listen to stupid, your Barstool Sports, you've heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
I used to listen to those stupid podcasts all day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm getting nothing from this. I am not growing as a person. I'm becoming probably worse because I'm feeding my mind. Which wolf am I feeding today? And I was feeding the wrong one for a long time,
Yep. It's okay to, just relax sometimes and listen to a Barstool podcast. But when you start consuming that, 5 days a week, then that's where it becomes more of an issue.
Yep. And I'm the type too that I'm I hate to admit this, but sometimes I'm one of those, I don't want to say reality TV junkies, but I like watching me a Survivor every now and then or a Big Brother.
Yep, exactly.
And it's one of those things to where,
let's be honest.
I don't want to hear what you're going to say.
Bachelorette.
I don't want to hear what you're going to say.
Bachelor, and yeah.
I used to. But after everything's all said and done, because I have an evening routine that I do as well. And so once the evening routine's done and my day is complete and I can go to bed and rest my head on the pillow and think I've had a great day, then I'll relax and watch 15, 20 minutes of a TV show,
Yeah.
And I don't have to feel guilty about it.
And that's something, something we always talk about in the program and something I tell my kids religiously, and they probably think I'm crazy, but you're going to go to bed. When you rest your head on that pillow every night, you either go to bed a better version of yourself or a lesser version of yourself. It's never the same. It's never the same. You never go to bed and wake up the same person. You're either a little bit better or a little bit worse. And if you are a little bit worse, own it and make the next day or that day that you wake up 2 times better. Take a step back, but take 3 steps forward.
100% agree. Because, like the 1% better, if we're not getting better, you can't stay even. There's no even. You're going downhill or you're moving up.
Correct.
And I think that people think that so I did a 6-day productivity challenge on my personal Facebook page last month. And this one lady, she texted me and said, I never knew there was something out there that I could become a different person. I just thought that my life and having kids, this was the trajectory of my life. But I realized I'm gaining weight. I'm not, my relationships aren't where I want them. And now this is a whole new world to me. And I'm like, that's probably the world that a lot of people live in. They just don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Without a doubt.
Be willing to seek that stuff out if you want more out of life. You know.
Yep. Without a doubt. And it all starts with surrounding yourself with people that, if you're not having that and you feel like, hey, maybe that's not possible, why not grab someone like you and make them part of your board of directors and say, hey, Mike, can I meet with you, once a week? Then you start realizing what is possible, look through that,
For sure.
mindset of what does this make possible?
Yep. And, and another thing with that, say you do want to meet with somebody once a week, make sure and put it on their calendar so like they don't stand you up or anything. Or they forget about stuff.
Exactly. Or like internet doesn't work when you're supposed to have your whole followers.
Oh, I say that to Jesse because we were supposed to go to lunch one time, and I'll give you the pandemic hit, so we had nowhere to go. But you forgot.
I did.
Well, Jesse, I appreciate you taking the time to share with us. I think that was I love that little life hacking thing you did. So I appreciate it, brother.
Hey, you got it, man. Anytime. And
awesome.
Happy to share anything else in the future with you.
Awesome. And so Jesse's part of the Structure U group. So if you have any questions, just reach out to him, and be more than happy to help. I'm sure.
All right, brother.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, dude. See ya.